Hello. Hi, 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 hi. How are you, good friends? I hope you're all fine. I'm fine. I'm blessed. I thank God. It is yet another time when I come to you to talk about something. And before I make my speech today, or my talk, or my lesson, or my vlog, whatever I have to do today, I welcome you back. Those who have subscribed, thank you very much. Those who have not, please, if you come across these videos for the very first time, consider becoming part of this family. To subscribe is all free. Nobody is charged for that. So you just subscribe and you hit the notification bell. If you like what I do, you'll be getting information when I upload something. And then you can know what I'm talking about that particular time. That's all. No, nobody will ask you for any money. So it's all free. Now today I'm very passionate about abuse in all spheres of life. I feel very sad when I see people getting abused, starting with the small children, all the way to the adults. Abuse is not a good thing, and I don't even like seeing somebody suffering abuse. But we cannot live other people's lives. The only thing we can do to help those people that are going through abuse is to help them into safety if they so want, and to help the abusers also to realize that they are abusing. And we can do that from the periphery because we are not in the situation, and we cannot long to be in the situation so that we understand them. We can only try to help from a fast situation, from outside. We try to come to them, and if they open up their hearts to receive what we say, somebody can be helped. So today I want to talk about how we can help somebody who is undergoing DV. DV is the domestic violence. And domestic violence, this time I am going to exclude the children, because children also suffer through domestic violence. In fact, they may not face violence direct, but psychologically it affects them totally, and their future is affected in very various ways. That's why I am not for those people who say they are staying in an abusive relationship because of children. Instead of building them, they destroy them. Because children know when the environment is not conducive. They know when their father is coming and they have to hide. They know when their mother is angry, they will be beaten with anything which she comes across. And they will have nobody to run to. Those kids grow with fear. Today I'm not going to talk about children. Today I want to talk about couples or relationship. Two people abusing, one abusing the other. Because normally when there's domestic violence, there's the person who has the upper hand and who gets to be the abuser. And the other one becomes a dependent of the abuser and becomes demeaned and feels that they cannot do without the abuser. What do we do with such people? They are there. How do we make them know that they can run to safety? How do we convince them? It's not easy, but it is manageable. When you realize that your friend, your relative, it's very difficult, especially when it has to involve relatives, because they hide. Most of these abuses are dealt with behind the doors, and they don't want anything to come out of the doors. It's a family private affair. And that's why you find even in the office, you'll see your colleague is not in a good mood, or she has an eye which is already hit, and they'll lie. They'll say they got an accident. They'll not come out. Why? Because they want to cover up something. They want to be seen all good and lovely. The couple wants to seem to the society we are doing well, but behind their doors, they know they are not doing well. One of them is suffering. One of them feels like they don't want to face the home. It's quite happening in many homes, and quite unfortunate that it is happening. Even in our generation, the generation of our mothers, it happened. And maybe we gave excuses and we tried to cover up for them and say they had nothing to do, they didn't know better. But what about us who know better, who knows that we can do something else, who knows that we can talk to a professional, who knows all these many channels which we can get help, and yet we are not getting help, instead we are staying there. One thing which we should put in mind is don't condemn anybody who is undergoing an abusive relationship. Don't condemn them. They know, yes, but they don't want to believe that it is like that. So they are always hoping for a better tomorrow, for a change in their partner, which may never come. That is why when the abuse occurs, that time the person says, I'll never. They can even run for the night to the neighbor. And then they say, I'll never go back to that relationship. But after the person comes and apologizes, they go back. Why? They have made to depend on the person in one way or the other, especially emotionally. They are not able to think for themselves. They have been demeaned, abused, and made to have low self-esteem, such that they feel, if I am minus this person, I'm not complete. Let me tell you, there's nobody who completes the other. You are created complete. They can complement. Compliment is different from completing. Compliment is making you feel good and uplifting your spirit, you feel better because somebody tells you, you're good, baby. You feel good. But that doesn't make you complete. You are complete human being. You're not half. So when the abuser tries to make you feel incomplete, they are trying to make you depend on them. Make you feel that they are the ones who are the masters of your life. And whenever something has been put in your mind so much, it happens to look like if it is real. Even if it was not real. You keep on telling somebody something so much, they keep on absorbing that in their lives, they start seeing as if that is real. And when they seem like, I cannot do without this relationship, it becomes real. That's why they'll run and come back, come back, 2 months, even 1 year, and they still come back. We've seen that. We have seen people, especially women, carrying all the household things and running away. But after 2 months, they're back with the same things, Run back to and fro. It's because their mind has been colonized in a way by the abuser. So one thing we need to let the person who is suffering abuse to know is that they are in abusive relationship. They have to accept that. And you can do that by highlighting to them what has happened in their life. Let them realize. The other time you are done this. The other time you are done this. Is that what you signed for? Is that what you ask for in life? Especially if somebody is physical. Is that what you want? If somebody has chased you out in the cold, in the night, is that what you want in life for yourself? Preach to them that. Show them how it is not right. But do not try to tell them to move. You will be the victim as you try to help them to move. And they will say you are the one who is messing them up. Don't try to tell somebody to move. Just try to show them how they are damaging themselves in there. The decision to move will come from them. And then there's something else which is called professional counseling. Do not try to tell a couple to go for professional counseling together. If you very well know that this couple, their relationship is not working, they're abusive, make sure you don't advise them to go for counseling, professional counseling together. Why? Because the abuser will defend himself. He will defend himself he will give a whole different story to defend what has been happening. Number two, the person who suffers the abuse will not be free to open up to the counselor when the abuser is there. So the session will be wasted. We shall not get to the depth of the causes and how it is happening because the abuser is there. And when they go back home, the abuser will get back to the person and tell them, what were you saying now? Why were you taking me there? Do you think that woman or that man can build my marriage? Even I heard of one who said, my marriage cannot be built by books. When you advise them to read books, So these are people who are trying to defend themselves from what they are doing. The abuser has to, because he does not want to be seen as if he's in the fault. He doesn't even believe he's an abuser. He believes that he's taking his position as a person, or if it is she's taking her position as a person that nobody should tell me ABC. She feels it's my right. So definitely it's difficult to convince such a person that this is wrong. It needs professional, and let them go to different, first deal with the person suffering. Let that person go, if they want, let them get professional counseling alone. And before you take them to the professional counselor, as you talk to them, tell them that it is not their fault that the abuser keeps abusing. Because most of the time, and I've seen this one, especially with us women, we tend to take the blame. Why are you taking the blame for another person's evil deed? There can never be justice without reality, How do I take blame for something I've not done and we say that there's peace? There's not peace. Don't take blame for what you have not done, for what the other person is doing. It's not your fault. They are abusers. They are narcissists. They are sadists. Whatever name we want to call them. But you are not, it may not even be coming from this relationship you have. It might be something which happened when this person was small and he has grown with it. Now he's coming to empty it and projecting it to you. And now you want to say, maybe if I had cooked early, he could not have become mad and thrown the plate to me. Even if you cook in the morning, if he has to, he will. Or maybe I should have dressed better. You should not have thrown me out of the car on the way. He decided it. It's not you. Or maybe if I become a better wife, I be giving him the whole salary in budget, he will stop the abuse. He will use the whole salary and still abuse you. So stop giving reasons, ladies, and even gents. Stop seeing as if your wife is arrogant because you're not providing enough in the marriage. You are. It's not your fault. She's just evil. Let's call it the way it is. She's just an abuser. Don't take blame. It's not your fault. Accept that it is not your fault, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's not coming from you. It's coming from the other party. So you can deal with you alone. And the other thing now, after you have explained to the person that what the things which indicate that it's abusive, then you can advise them, if they want to, that they can seek professional counseling. And especially when you see them, they are stuck in accepting. If they are stuck, especially if they are friends and you keep on advising them on something 1, 2, 3 times, and they are stuck there, send them to a professional counselor. because some things get too deep into the mind until somebody becomes now like they are not themselves. Then also explain to them it is not their fault. And then the last thing you should do is help them to have a long-term plan slowly on how to get an exit. Term plan of how to be safe. Get our exit to a safe place before things become worse. So if somebody has abused you today, you do not know the next time how that abuse, the intensity of the abuse. So they might come worse in the following next time. So the best thing is play it cool, plan yourself. If it is money, save a little. Start getting transfers for job slowly, and then run away to safety. If the person is so much abusive, you can escape immediately, even without any plan. You don't have to plan to run to safety. Your life is more important. So if somebody becomes abusive almost every day of the week, that's a person not to live with. That's a person not to trust with your life. So run away to safety. Even if you go to shelter, you can be in shelter for a few weeks, and then you sort yourself out and you get your own place. And make sure that when you move, you go away where that person cannot stalk you. Because they will be very defensive. And they don't want to be seen as if they have been defeated in this warfare. So they can do something drastic. You need to be very far from them for your safety. Take care of yourself. If children are involved, make sure that before you move out, you have informed the authorities because of the kids if you're not going with them. And if you go with them, still inform the authorities. Every incident of abuse is repeated because of hiding. Every incident of abuse is repeated because of hiding. If it happens the first time and you report, second time you report, every time you report, and you can report to different authorities. Those records are very important. That person will know you is treading on the wrong path. That this person knows herself or himself. Most of the men do not report, especially the African men. But bet you, it is good. You're joking with your life. That woman can become something else and even get rid of you. You need to report. If you're not reporting, men, you're strong enough, I believe. You can deal with it the very first day it happens. You can deal with it. You don't have to give yourself a second chance. Women, we may not deal with it immediately, but you need to report and then have an exit plan. Let somebody not tread on you. Don't allow abuse because your kids will be affected. Just wanted to tell you that. I love you. Consider subscribing. Let us continue talking. Let us continue trying to help people here and there in one way or the other. And we see what we can do to make life better. I hope you will not accept abuse. I hope you will not hide abusers. They'll continue killing us if we continue hiding them. Let us report them. The earlier, the better. Thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.